Good. You want today is Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025. Jump date for Thursday the 3rd. All right, let's go. Well, obviously, not a fantastic day to portfolio. We'll get to that in just one second. No setups going into tomorrow for a variety of reasons, one of which being the main one, of course, that there's just not a whole lot great out there. The other thing is, chart's a little messed up based on the market's erratic action, and I'll walk you through that one more time. Again, the night IPO in here that's pulled back. I just can't get too excited about it. It's pulled back to where it's broken out from, a little wide and loose. Also, this ZERS, like I've been saying, looks okay. It's got some issues, much longer term. But right now, it's just not the time to speculate unless you think you have the mother of all setups. On the short side, this one's quite a few days in the pullback, so it'll probably come off soon. So let's just sit tight for now. As I preach, that's the hardest lesson in trading is to sit tight and let the market come to you. When things are doing great, obviously you have a hard time keeping up. There's so many setups and so many to choose from. Right now is not one of those times. If you did go after something like that XERS, it's a bit tough because you don't have the market behind you and you don't have the second sector behind you. The sector is actually right at brand new lows, and we'll take a look at biotech in 1 second too. Anyway, a little bit of a bounce in CCL. It still looks like it's in trouble longer term. JBL also bouncing. Still looks like it has potential to make a leg lower. If you've been around for a while, you know short side can be a real pain in the butt. TPR bouncing a little too. I certainly would not want to buy a stock that looks like that. So let's just let things shake out and see where we go. Let's take a look at the overall market. Not a tremendous amount to report new tonight, but again, we had the big slide in here, and on the short side, darned if you do, darned if you don't, as I preach. If you load the boat, then the market reverses, and it's just a bit of a slight correction, and then you're short, and the market squeezes you out, obviously. If you don't load the boat, you miss the first leg down. So it's kind of, again, darn if you do, darn if you don't. But you can see that we did bang out some new lows, and then we ran up to new highs kind of in a somewhat wide and loose fashion. Sold off again, and now we're pulling back one more time. So this wide and loose action, especially over the last couple of weeks in here, a month or so, is really mucking up the charts quite a bit. Longer term, still looks like the market could be in trouble, or at least intermediate term. We don't have any longer term sell signals just yet, other than the Qs did trigger a TFM 10% sell signal. Anyway, we're still well below the 200 simple moving average. That'll likely provide a little bit of resistance, and that also corresponds with recent peak in here. As I often say, a lot of technicals will have to come together at the same point. NASDAQ Composite, okay day there after a bit of a weak start, obviously coming back nicely. But it too, it's got its work cut out for it. So far, he tried to say the downtrend remains intact. Russell 2000, a bit of a bounce there. I did find support at its recent lows, but I wouldn't get too excited about that in and of itself. As I would say, quite a bit. A lot of areas remaining in slide and just had a little bit of a bounce today. Cyber computing, or cyber security, I should say. Bit of a bounce there, but certainly nothing you want to rush out and buy. Once again, a couple of areas like copper and gold kind of hanging in there for the most part. Gold stocks okay, but the individual issues, a lot of them are really choppy and have some other problems like overhead supply to deal with. Broker deal, a little bit of a bounce, recently bouncing off that 200 simple moving average. There's biotech, which I wanted to show you, hit brand new lows and then bouncing a little bit. So if you took something like that, XERS, again, you don't have the sector behind you, and you certainly don't have the market behind you. So it's not worthwhile unless you really like a setup. Software in those areas found a little support. Its recent lows bouncing a little bit. But the theme tonight is everything's a little wide and loose and still questionable at best. Major drugs, a little bit of a bounce, but this is one of those areas, as I've been saying quite a bit, where the relative strength was strong compared to the rest of the market, but then it caught up with the market in the market slide. Semiconductors, a little bit of a bounce. They found a little bit support near this recent low in here. But again, draw your lines, draw your arrows, still in a downtrend. Moving average is still pointing down, well below that 50 simple and well below that 200-day moving average. Retail in all those areas, yeah, it bounced today, but certainly nothing to get too excited about just yet. So the thing is, like I said, wide and loose and choppy as of late, and then you're in the middle of a downtrend. So let's just sit tight for a little while, let things shake out. Any questions? You know the routine. Everybody have a fantastic night. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Thank you so much.